Hello, everybody. This is Lily, and welcome to my Wild Wisdom Warriors series. Today, I would like to share with you some of my insights on 2017 Earth correction timeline and matrix timeline deconstruction or space dusting process. I will also add some insights of mine on recent energy waves as well. It is an absolutely beautiful and amazing and exciting time to be alive. 2016 is over, and now we, Wild Wisdom Warriors, are so ready to welcome 2017 in. The new Aquarian Age. So I will expand a little bit on these two timelines. At the beginning of 2016, I released the graph for the correction timeline progression and also the matrix timeline progression into space dust. That graph covers a lot of information, so I will expand more on that today in more details. So I will start with the organic timeline, with the correction timeline. Earth organic etheric grid have been pulsating, but now it is fully operational and fully active. Aquarian Age. This etheric grid is a universal living field manifested in reality. It is etheric in its nature and it exists out of time construct. It is a silence field. This field is untouchable by matrix construct. As many have sensed, it is the Earth grid that activated on the end of September of 2016. Wild Wisdom Warriors, or as I refer to you from my original graph, September of 2014, the 3%, Earthlings, Gypsy souls. Recently, I added modern Gnostics to it. Wild Wisdom Warriors are anchored in this living field. They stand true to the universal self and cultivate self-power through the spirit source. Wild Wisdom Warriors express, expand, and manifest complete reality. Wisdom Warriors cultivate self-spirit, empowered by direct experience of their power within via the universal law, combine with their will. They can create, express, and expand reality as creator beings. They are the universal seeds in growth. Just as I used in my 2016 graph, from the beginning of 2016 graph, I used this little picture for a metaphor, and it was a seed, progression of a seed breaking out of its shell and growing. That was a metaphor for correction timeline. As they express their natural human birthright and the divine plan, their true self blossoms and grows. The Wild Wisdom Warrior true self can be actualized by direct experience of Source within, the true God within, by self-initiation and their evolutionary metamorphosis process. This metamorphosis process has been called in the past as self-realization path. And I also called it in the past as true awakening of a human being, awakening to creator self. This process, this metamorphosis process, breaks any and all spiritual bondage and any and all false beliefs. It cannot be intellectually or egoistically known. It can only be experienced. Organic timeline reality is created by human beings who are the universal seeds in expression. They manifest true reality, the correction. Those human beings whom I called wild wisdom warriors also deconstruct matrix reality, which is a made up or manipulated creation. As true creators, wild wisdom warriors transform their mind and as such become conscious creators of reality. We then experience unmistakable change in perception with increased wisdom and morality. We express living universal code of creation, the logos. I will repeat that. We express the living universal code of creation, logos. Wild wisdom warriors are fully conscious and aware at every moment, every moment. They create a reality that is beneficial for all living beings. Wisdom warriors bypass any and all ego-oriented false programs. Wisdom warriors operate in the living source field of all creation. They have access to the universal field of all that it is, where nothing can be hidden or manipulated. There is no scarcity of any sorts, including scarcity for information. This universal field of all that it is a field of all possibilities in abundance, in abundance. There is no victim field of existence in this living field. There is no matrix mind control. Only complete freedom. Complete freedom to create. As for matrix timeline, well, matrix timeline operates and exists through the mind-controlled spiritual technology that creates an artificial psychic grid of controlled consciousness. This artificial consciousness grid operates through artificial belief systems and programs, and program thoughts. It is the manufactured or manipulated thought expressions that create the artificial reality known as matrix. It is mind-controlled false construct. Through false spiritual beliefs and programs, the psychic grid of collective human consciousness is controlled and oppressed. Humanity's spiritual growth is blocked and twisted, given an illusion of soul evolution via the ego self. Ego self is a matrix self, and that results in a hive mind consciousness. It is a complete illusion. The Hindus call it Maya. Unfortunately, most humans are trapped within it. The matrix manipulates and recycles original thoughts via the spiritual psychic technology. It triggers pattern of thinking that serve, feed, and uphold its own matrix construct. The human, under its spell, then creates the manipulated thoughts that are not his own, but thinks they are, which then locks the potential for spiritual growth into a mind prison. It is a prison of hive mind patterns of thinking. The human now, as a mind slave, aids matrix by creating this artificial reality. The human soul is anchored in artificial matrix timeline loop through continuous psychic oppression. The matrix construct is overseen by the anti-life force, beings, creatures, whom the Gnostics refer to as archons. Those beings are mind parasites, and they wish to stay alive. They manipulate human existence through the unconscious human mind slaves. They influenced and subdued. Through artificial patterns of spiritual growth, stimulation of intellectual pursuits, and false enlightenment, the matrix keeps their mind slaves in a perpetual state of victim mode, which in turn sustains the matrix reality. Prior to 2012 and the time leading up to it, many spoke of 2012 and the end of Mayan calendar as a possible time for ascension. I saw 2012 as the end of this illusion. This was confirmed by Earth, confirmed from me, when I learned that Earth itself corrected herself by putting herself and all of her creatures on the correct original timeline. Some of my previous videos go into great details about this. And as for energy waves, the most recent one was on December 25th. And it was a really, really good one, too. This wave, for the lack of a better term, it is an energetic interaction of Galactor center core, our sun, and Earth inner core that creates unified energy field, unified trinary energy field. This fusion catapulted the manifestation of Earth correction timeline. This energy field cannot be escaped by anyone that is presently here on the planet. Cannot be escaped. Every living being that is on this plane of existence is bathed in this energy right now. Everyone is affected. Everyone is affected. Human beings are processing this energy either consciously or unconsciously. Those that have integrated their minds, bodies, and spirit, as well as those who are anchored in the universal living field, they're integrating this energy consciously. They can now step into Creator Self with ease and comfort. They will feel this energy as being familiar. Wild wisdom warriors can direct this powerful energy field and can easily make all the necessary changes in this reality to bring further correction into manifestation. Wisdom warriors inherit full awareness and inherit Earth as it was meant to be. It was meant to be. With this comes great responsibility and compassion for all living beings. United, humans stand tall, empowered by this incredible, incredible energy. Unfortunately, for those that choose to still stick with the illusionary reality of the Matrix timeline, they will not be a happy campers at all. This energy will deconstruct illusions and deceptions, revealing all of their self-illusions and self-deceptions. This energy will pull the veil back and reveal the truth from underneath the mask that remain hidden until now. Many Matrix disciples will feel like they're literally falling apart. Energetically, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. This deconstruction of illusion occurs within the self and also in external reality. This energy could bring chaos on many different levels, but it would be only painful for those that still remain anchored in the Matrix timeline. The Matrix self and the Matrix external reality becoming unglued so fast. Wild wisdom warriors, however, we celebrate. It's a long-awaited party. It's the commencement of the new Aquarian Age. What is occurring right now is an indication and a huge confirmation of the correction timeline manifesting in our reality. So I'm going to raise the toast to all of you wild wisdom warriors out there. Welcome to 2017. The Aquarian Age has commenced. Now it is time for us to rock and roll, enjoy this ride, and have a lot of fun with it. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Until next time, stay wild.